Are you a startup looking for advice from the best experts across the country? Well, you're gonna really like today's vlog. Check it out. Hey guys, this is a pretty exciting vlog today. Over here, Francis from Tribular.
Woo! Hi everyone.
Very cool. So you reached out to me via the Startup Victoria ecosystem.
Yeah.
Startup Vic has been giving me a bit of airtime recently, and you reached out, which it's great to connect. Firstly, I'm Jewish, if you didn't know. So tribe is something that ultimately speaks to me because the Jewish people are a tribe,
yeah.
Right? So Tribular, give everyone the high level overview of what it's about.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Francis. So I own Tribular. Tribular is a marketplace for startups to find their experts who've been there and done that. So our philosophy is we're anti-shit advice and anti-advice from armchair experts. So on our platform, our experts are actual founders and people who only work exclusively with startups, and they're there to help people across questions, across jobs, supporting you on anything you need. We do tech, we do legal, finance, we do advisory, mentoring, we do design, we do everything.
Suppose you're unlimited to given the talent you have on board as the experts. So that's really cool. I think Creative Cubes is somewhat like what you just said, anti-shit advice. We're anti-shit people here at Creative Cubes. There's a lot of people that have tried to come in, and really I'm trying to protect the community, and it sounds like that's a similar value at Tribular. 100%.
So for us it's very much, and particularly in the early stage, and I think actually you should live this philosophy throughout, not just business but life, is quality, not quantity. For us, we really care about our startups and make sure that they're the right ones in terms of ready to build and have that passion and drive. Irrespective of the idea, that's not up to me, that's up to them to test and validate and build. And on the expert side, it's the same thing. Having really great, passionate experts, we always lead with the expert has to be passionate about startups first. And then secondary to that is really their skill set and their drive to generate income from working with startups. And you can kind of tell that when people talk are they passionate about startups or are they passionate about making money from startups? And that's kind of the vetting process on that side.
That's actually a very good call out. I think the people that chase the money, it's a very short, unfulfilling proposition. I often default to the fact that I actually genuinely hate the fact that we have to charge money. So I'd love to do it for free. But this is the reality of of the nature of the business. That can't do it for free. I'm not deep enough to be able to do that. So talk to me about sort of you're touching on a point where you've got a lot of people out there. I mean, we see it every day. There's probably 50 people that have just shown up today that are in this position where they've got an idea and they're not 100% sure of where to start. So your position in market is ultimately to come to you and say, hey, I've got this crazy idea. I want to know how to design it, develop it, make sure I'm legally protected. And there's a network of experts that I can tap on your platform that can give me the real conversation, not your mum or your dad or your sister. Oh my God, you're gonna be a gazillionaire. This is an amazing idea.
Quit
Everyone
your job
wants
now.
it. You're gonna get real quality advice. And so, does the engagement go on a per rate basis, or does this sort of expert sit with that person through the first 6 months, 2 months, 12 months, 24 months of the journey of the idea?
So the way it kind of works is when a startup signs up, we do a welcome call and we basically find out, not through just your online profile, but through our conversation, what are your top 3 challenges at the moment that you're working through? Very easily it comes to light. Is it tech? Is it people? Do you not know what you're doing? And what stage are you at? And so then it's up to us making sure that what is that right person for you to talk to at that point in time. So a really good example is one of our startups has a brilliant idea. She wants to create a women's wellness network and she wants to spearhead that in the Australian community. So first things first, let's test and validate that idea. So the first person we've connected her to is a business coach. that business coach has spent time with her with shaping the idea, getting her to her first event, validating that, seeing the response. Now she's come back for her second expert. It's about building the tech side of her website to offer more. So now we've connected her to a developer.
And does she jump backwards and forwards between the two?
Yeah.
Saying, hey, developer, we're developing this. And then the developer goes, hey, what do you want to do? Oh, that's a good point. I'm at a crossroad. I go back to my original business coach and say, can you give me some advice?
Absolutely. So this particular startup has hired this business coach for another set of coaching sessions. On top of that, she's also got the expert. And that's happened to us a few times where a startup comes, initial need one is, it might be the tech side or advisory or legal. Another example is someone who needed legal advice. Now they're working with someone in coaching or a UX designer. So you start to build your experts, but it's at the point of time you need them. It's based on where you're at, your budgets as well. And so we're not saying all in when you just have a fresh idea, spend $100,000, build a platform, hire the best coach. It really is about your personal experience and where you're at, and then we tap into the network as you need, and that's where it starts to build that people need one, then they need two, then they need three.
So I'd imagine some of these experts, I'm not one, but I imagine some of these experts, not yet. Is that an invitation?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm in. I'd imagine some of these experts have got serious experience and probably carry a serious sort of engagement rate in terms of dollars per hour. How does a small startup overcome some of that? Like, hey, I want to engage. I saw Cherie Rubenstein was on your platform. I want to engage Cherie. She's a $500 an hour person because she's proven she's like a heartbeat of thousands of businesses. How do I, as a startup, how am I able to afford Cherie at that price point?
Well, the interesting thing is, unlike some other websites out there where it's a fee model where it's clearly set out how much it is to engage someone, here it's the flip side. So on Tribular, I've actually changed the business model to be empowering startups. So if Toby has a need and he has a set budget, he does that on the website in terms of a job brief, put in all of those specs. It's up to the expert then to decide whether or not that's something that makes sense for them.
So the startup is setting the rate, and the expert either has to twist and turn to want to be part of it, or holds their position and misses out on a potentially great opportunity?
Well, actually, it's more about knowing that that's the starting point in terms of the price point. Startups don't know what they don't know. And someone who doesn't know how much legal services cost or how much Toby's hour costs might be really open to increasing their budget. And what we've seen is they're very open to increasing their budget if that means an hour with Toby or an hour with someone like Cherie. And we've seen job briefs start at a few hundred and turn into a few thousand. And it's a matter of that bidding process where, Toby applies for 500 an hour or 1,000 an hour, someone else applies for 300 an hour, and it's the startup's decision, the power's with them to do their due diligence, talk to Toby, talk to the few experts, and then pick the price and pick the expert. But it's always about the expert. And that's what we've seen on the startup side. It's getting the right help. And if you've got a few hundred, you probably have a few hundred more, or you might phase it out with 30 minutes and 30 minutes, and that's also up to the startup.
I think so. From the expert's perspective, it's kind of like, do you want to help and give back, or do you want to be in a standoff and say my rate's my rate, and potentially miss out on some really great opportunities that I would expect it would evolve and the relationship would sort of grow. So the first fee might be quite low, but you may be an advisor, you may sit on the board of directors, you might get a couple of points in the business as it starts. I think it's limitless. I think that's very exciting.
And as I was saying before, it's really about passion about startups first. So when we talk to our experts when they first come on board, we ask them what are their passions, what industries they like working with, what is their experience in the startup community. So for example, someone who comes from a hospitality background might be really happy to work on a hospitality startup at a different rate. Or someone who's particularly passionate about music and has never really worked on music might be more willing to work on a music startup than somebody else. And so it really is about passion first.
I'm going to link all the details below. Francis, I'm very excited for you. I mean, genuinely very excited for you. I think that there's an absolute need, and a lot of people are joining co-working spaces to surround themselves with people. And a lot of other people that there's not a co-working space nearby can ultimately achieve the same thing with very focused attention against their specific need. So
Well, the beauty is that almost half of our connections are interstate. So
Wow.
it really just talks about, it's about finding the right expert who's passionate, ready to help.
Amazing.
It doesn't matter where they are. So if you're fortunate enough to be in a co-working space like here, then you have access to experts.
But I also think you're limited, like, you know, I don't want to brag about Creative Cubes having the best in-house, but we're also limited in
physically,
terms,
yeah.
Exactly. So with the web, it's unlimited.
Exactly.
That's very, very exciting. I'd love to have you back, you know,
Yes.
6-12 months time to
Love
give
to.
us an update. Tribular, what's the website? Tribular.co.
Tribular.co. Super easy. Yeah.
.co, much like us. I'll link all the details below, so keep it easy for you. Francis, best of luck.
Thanks, Toby.
All right.
Exciting.
See you soon. Cheers, guys.